Oh, sorry about that. You got a little taste of my silly mug. Welcome, welcome back to Wowwy'z workshop. WIP Wednesdays. The Wowwy'z workshop. That's right, folks. Boom, tick, tick, boom, tick, boom, tick, tick, wicka, wicka, wicka. That's right. Well, gotta turn off the volume off the laptop there. I'm getting we got tech problems. There we go. How y'all doing? Holy smokes! I gotta get this. I gotta get this camera straight here, guys. Just a little bit of adjusting here. Gonna move it the right way. There we go. Does that look about? Does that look all right, guys? Can you hear me? One person tell me if you can hear me. Mark D. Maker is here. Tarek is here. How we doing? Oh, good, good. You guys can hear me. Well, we're having something new today, guys. We're having something new. We're starting. I don't know if you guys saw, but I finished Baby Ivy Snail. And well, I got to the point where I'm happy with it because I know the color of the nursery, their color tones in the decor. And so I left it matte, unfinished with no spray or anything. If I do ever spray it for them, it's up to them. But if I do ever spray it for them, I would use a Rust-Oleum matte. And that would be the only thing, or something else matte. But I don't want brush marks on it, so it would be a spray. And I would for sure use matte. I don't want this thing to be shiny. It's not supposed to. But it's upstairs to be safe because I didn't want to bang it around in here. So sorry I can't show you here, but I've posted it in the woodworking group. And I'll be posting it to YouTube soon. It's just, since I'm making a maker's video of it, I didn't know if I should be posting that so soon. Got to keep some of the suspense, right? But I know a lot of you guys are in the Kindred Spirits Woodcarvers group, and you'll be seeing it because the challenge ends tomorrow, May 1st. Oh, we got Darren's here. My brother's here. Hey, brother, how you doing, man? Man in blue. Thank you for being part of the Mod Squad. Hey, everybody, just popping in to say hi. Says Mark tries to carve. Hopefully, I'll be back in 30 minutes. Awesome, brother. Yes, if you guys see Darren Dibb there in the blue, that's my brother. He's the other half of Two Brothers, One Vision. So, I hope everybody is well. Thank you for popping in. I'll getting back to the thing there. Since it's done, to the point for now, Jesus, to the point for now with the Baby Ivy Snail, I can focus on the Steampunk Challenge. And I'm sorry that I've already, because I was standing here for 15 minutes, right? Doing my ohms, breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth, doing ohm at 417 hertz. It's supposed to eliminate negative energy in the room too, and in your body. So 417, I know the ohm, and I do that here, but I started drawing. So what I'm gonna do here, this is the Steampunk Challenge, okay? My idea with this piece of driftwood, cedar, I believe, it's a really, really cool piece, a big slab. 90% of my wood is all driftwood, and I've been eyeing it up here. I don't know how well I can give you but it's got like, this is like a cheekbone. You see? You see how it's got certain it's raised in certain areas, and yeah, it's got a natural cheekbone. It's even got a knot, and I can see the side of the skull kind of there. So I was outside today, and I was using a chisel and a mallet, going old school, and slowly taking this down more. So it's like that. This has got quite an angle to it, so I got to match them. But I got a nice amount of, like, this is a nice thick slab, right? So I'm thinking, this is the plan. Darren doesn't know yet, so it's good that he's here, and so he can. Hello, Night Owl. How you doing, man? Hello, Aiden. Thank you for coming, brother. And thank you, Mark, for popping in. Thank you, Tark. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Grumpy. Thank you, everybody. Even old George said he might pop in today, but we'll see. And I sent Wheels a message. Hopefully he'll pop in. We all love it when Wheels pops in. But yes, okay. And oh my God, do I ever ramble? I'm sorry, guys. So I saw the skull in this piece because of this side feature. That's what I'm trying to say. And so when I look at it, I see that. So I'm trying to match it up here, like I said, with the chisel and mallet. And then down here, in my head, I kind of see it like, fuck, where's that? Oh, sorry, I'm cursing already. I don't know where my pencil went now. Oh, I can see it like, so if this is the bottom of the cheekbone going down, I can see kind of like these teeth that maybe blend into the grains of the wood and just kind of carry off. Or I have a couple of other ideas with some copper pipe and doing a couple of the teeth because of the steampunk challenge. And then what my plan is, Darren, one of these eyes, like I'm going to carve them both so that everything's like in sync and stuff. But one of these eyes, I kind of want a copper patch, like a pirate patch. And then out of the copper patch, I want to have some tubing, it come out bend and with a dial. Now, Darren and I have a lot of, well, we have a lot of copper pipe, but we do have some weird dials and shit in the underbelly at Mum's. And so I'm going to go through that, Darren. But I was thinking a copper eye patch with the pipe coming out of it. And we can do that in the underbelly. And then screwed in with rusty screws. And then I'm thinking after I get the cheekbones in here, my idea was like to maybe one cheekbone have like a patch. It'll have to be the opposite from whatever eye we do the thing from, but maybe a cheekbone have a patch, like a plate, like it's been corrected or it's been damaged, and then, you know, like maybe some, I don't know, frick, it's a steampunk challenge. So we gotta like incorporate the steampunk, right? And I know that we can get, like, lots of people got the gears and stuff, so you carve a cavity and then you glue in like the gears and stuff. Lots of people did it that way, and I loved it that way too. But for mine, I want it to be kind of big and chunky, and I want the Two Brothers One Vision stamp on that. Sorry, shaking the camera. And sorry for cursing. If Allie's watching this, if Allie gets to watch this, I'm sorry for cursing, Allie. I'm trying my best not to do that. What do you guys think? Well, we got hello everyone. I'm swinging my towel. Get done. Hey, Darren, Dick-a-doo. Everybody's saying hi. Tim List is here. Hello, Tim List Creations. Darren says, "Gotcha, bro," with a thumbs up. Good. Because you know what I'm talking about with the little dials and shit, right? So we can tube it out. Darren, I don't know if you remember, but I have a skull upstairs that has a bunch of weird steampunk shit. Why didn't I not bring that downstairs? But I don't want to copy it, but yeah. This is what I got this from Opus Arts. It's in Victoria. It's like the La-Ti-Da art store where you go and the frickin' paint is like hundreds of dollars. But anyways, this is a real, it's the real deal. It's supposed to be like an anatomically correct skull that I got. So those are always good to have on hand, right, guys? So, geez, we gotta figure this out, man. Freaking out. In my mind, I see the nose in the center, so I've got that much. I used this. This is a Black & Decker laser, so I used that while I was waiting for you guys. And I don't know if you can see it, but that's shooting about. Oh, can you guys see it? Yeah, you can, eh? So that's about my middle. So I've been staring at it for frickin' standing here for a half hour. So having that, my middle and my center line, sorry, that's why I got the nose there. So I'm just gonna kind of draw it on there, but it's not time to carve it in just yet because this part here needs a little bit more. So I'm gonna hit that bad boy with the, I got a Milwaukee palm sander, corded. I'm gonna hit that a bit more here, is that's gonna make some noise. My apologies. And just get it to try and be a little bit more symmetrical with the angle here. Just before I start to carve, it's a good thing to do. If any of you guys are beginners carvers, a good thing to do is get your surface as best as you can symmetrically and everything else, right? The back of it is neat, and it's got a dent here, so I can put a hanger, like a nice sized hanger here, easily. Let me see one. Something like this, right? And this has got a natural dip already. So that's really good for these kind of hangers because you just, it's got the room for the head of the nail and whatever the screw or whatever. But yeah, it'll be like that, a nice signature. I'll clean it up back here. But some of the back here too, like some of this side is too high. So with the palm sander, since it's out making noise, I'm gonna hit that section too, just because I've been looking at it like, I've just been over analyzing the freaking thing, and so I kind of know what are the spots that I gotta hit. So yeah, that's the plan. So this is gonna be a bulky kind of wooden skull with some copper features and dials and dibs and dabbles, and yeah, that's my plan. So I'm gonna start that today. Sounds great, just cleaning up, then I'll drive home like in 10 minutes. Okay, Black Widow Woodworking, thank you, sir. You think that's cool, Aiden? When I'm looking at through the screen here, I guess that the nose is about right. But my cheekbone line here is ridiculous. You see, that should be way down more, but these are just my little imaginary guidelines. That thing does not stay sharp very long. Yeah, so if those are the cheekbone lines there, and then it would come down here and then address these teeth and do whatever I do. But definitely, I think this side should be the one with the... In my head, this is the side that has the gauge and the copper piping. And then it comes out of here, bends, will 90 degree it back here, and then into here, into the side. So it's got an entry and an exit point. And in that section, we'll have, hopefully, a dial of some sort. Yeah, so that's how I'm going with the whole steampunk thing. I've seen a lot of your guys' entries already. I'm way behind. Well, you saw the Snail. That took me frickin' months. Because you know what I did with that thing? Like, I got it to the point many times where it was like done with the background and stuff. But because I was like freaked out about the shadow and how thick things were and stuff, I kept going in deeper with the background. And every time I went deeper with my, with the Cuts All Extreme, you leave all of those maker's marks. And then and it would take another like couple weeks to take all of those away and get it down. Then I'd be like, I don't know, I've got to go deeper in this section and stuff. I did that all to myself. There were many times when I could have stopped, but... And also I wanted the leaves to have the undercut for when I stained it. Because I know from when you're doing things and you can make it look like it pops off of the carving, and then give it an undercut where it's like invisible, like it's you're up behind it. And then when it's time to stain that, it's a lot easier. And it's a lot easier and you don't have to worry about edges. I know you can also use a wood burner, because when you burn it, it makes this. If you're using a dye or if you're using a stain, the wood burn line will stop it from traveling, and that's a really, really cool little bit of info, eh? Oh yes, hit the like, please, folks, if you haven't yet. Says Night Owl. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Spike is here. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Steve Ince is here. Oh, the boys are rolling in. Now the boys are rolling in. Doing good, Spike. How you doing, brother? Hey, guys, if you don't know, Mr. Spike Willow, he's doing a rally for a new wheelchair, and my video is in the works right now. You'll understand more when you see mine, but I'm doing a rally video. And yeah, if there's anybody who's watching who's interested in helping a brother get rolling again and get back to the elements that he deserves, let us know and we can get you a link. But I had to mention that. I'm also going to be doing another donation spike from this month, like I told you I was going to before, and so that's going to be coming in the next coming days. Hello, Plywood. There he is. How you doing, sir? Yeah, we're just figuring out. Oh yes, I am, Spike. Oh yes, I am. Because you know what? Oh, I'm not going to get into it right now, but the little bit of money I do have, when I know I've done something like and helped out a brother like yourself with a cause like it is, and such an important thing, it's so much more than what I could spend it on, you know? So that's all I got to say about that right now. Robert C. Peters is in the house. My God. Hello, Crazy Carvers and Mr. Dibbs. Oh my goodness, here we got Carving Fusion by Jordy Johnson, with Robert C. Peters sliding in right behind him. How you doing, brother? Thanks for popping in, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So yeah, Jord, it's figuring out my steampunk challenge. I see a skull in this piece of cedar driftwood. Well, a half skull. I'm not going to do the full chin. I want the teeth to run off. And I thought it might be neat to maybe incorporate some copper pipe, actual copper pipe to run off of the teeth or something. But that's what I'm thinking. Everybody is here. Everybody is here. So yeah, I'm going to and then one of these eyes, I want to make an eye patch for it. But I'm still going to carve in the hole and stuff. Or maybe not, but I'm going to make sure and everything is symmetrical, right? Everything has to be symmetrical and done right. But I'm thinking a copper eye patch on one side with some tubes coming out with a dial thing. That's my plan. That's my plan, folks. So yeah, I'm just going to... Yeah. Well, so damn close. Yeah, I can see that this is right here is the middle, and then this one would come out a little bit more, and that would be right in the frickin' smack dab dibble of the whole situation. So I'm gonna just take my palm sander quick, hit that, get it a little bit more done. And then, so the way that this wood is, and I want these sections, this natural section as the cheekbone, like a skull has this angle to it, number one. Number two, the teeth are the farthest thing out. But with my piece, it isn't like that. The teeth kind of go in. So my skull is going to be kind of anatomically incorrect, let's just say. But I'm starting off kind of flat, right? So I'm going to start carving in the nose, and then the teeth, this section will kind of come out with it. And then we'll just start getting some movement here and get the depth, everything cut away in here around the nose. and start carving it in. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just put on my face mask before I do all of this. I'm cleaning my Carving Fusion warehouse today right now because I'm getting more old cedar on Friday from Vancouver Island. That's what Jordy's up to. He's cleaning his Carving Fusion warehouse today. He's getting more cedar from Vancouver Island. We just had asked an overbite, that's all. Hi Jordy to this. Can't wait to see this one, Larry. Thanks, man. Thanks, Jordy, because this is for your challenge. And yeah, it's been something that's been going in my brain for a long time. But so I've been working on the snail. So I hope I at least got like what? You said something like August? When is the Steampunk Challenge over, Jordy? Oh, he's got logs to move. Okay, Spike says that's only when the head ain't attached to the neck. We don't walk around with our heads tilted back. We do we? So straight is the norm. Oh, okay, awesome. August 17th, guys, is the end of the Steampunk Challenge. So thank goodness we got a little bit of time there, brother. Darren Dib. Now, let's see if I have any Spideys in the face mask. Nope. So yeah. What else? What other news can I tell you guys? Oh yeah, well I'm a Cutzall affiliate now. I'm only mentioning that because doing a giveaway for these burrs. And it's just on Instagram or Facebook. I made a post. And you just go on there. You like Two Brothers, One Vision. You like Cutzall with all. I'm sure everybody already has liked Cutzall's site before. Whether you're on Instagram or Facebook. You like us both. You like the post. Just like hit the like button for the post. And then tag 3 friends. And it's just Cutzall's way of getting more, getting more word out there of them. It's not really doing anything for Two Brothers, One Vision. Most people didn't even do everything correctly. Like, there was lots of people that didn't hit follow or anything. So this is just more, because I'm being an affiliate, you want to do your part and spread the good word, right? Spread the good word of the tools. So yeah, that's a little thing that's going on. That's some news. What we got here? Always look for spiders in his mask. You got Larry's link, Spike. Larry's Cutzall link and post. I gotta leave for a bit. Thank you there. Thank you, Jordy, for popping in. You surprised me. So yeah, we got that going. All you gotta do is like Two Brothers, One Vision, like Cutzall, tag 3 friends, and hit like on the post, and you are in. And yeah, I don't know if that'll all happen often. I just got a message from them and said, if you're in, hit this button. And I was in like Flynn. Because you know what? It's a win-win. I want you guys to get free tools. Like frick. I want you guys to get as much frickin' cool free tools, and you can save money that way. So that's why I'm really passionate about that part, right? So I don't mind being a bit of a used car salesman in that way, because it's helping the tribe. So how's that? And Mark tries to carve his back. Pen on fire and carve his. Hi, Larry and all. Hey, Mark tries to carve. He's coming from New Zealand, and he's an awesome carver, everybody. If you don't know, Mark tries to carve. And here we got Pen on Fire and carvings, and that is Sean Brooks. Thank you, Sean, for coming, sir. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. I know you're battling with with pain and stuff in your neck, I believe. I hope you're doing okay, man. You're another warrior in the pack, right? And I see ya. I sees ya. Okay, are you guys like tired of me rambling about this GD freaking skull I see in this piece of wood? You! Well, I'll probably do it some more too, but for now, we're gonna get this What have I done? Hey, 1 second. We're gonna get this old Milwaukee palm sander rocking and a rolling. Get this piece of wood. Jeez! Could you be any more awkward? My goodness sakes. Goodness. See, I didn't swear, Allie. I didn't swear. I darn well wanted to. All right, and that is not, look at all that. That's white. That must be from Baby Ivy's Snail because it was like white pine. So that's not happening. But I saw this, I had this kicking around here. I'm such a weirdo with sanding stuff. I always want to make sure that, you know, I give everything as much of a life as they can. Number one, because it's lots of waste. But number two, I feel bad for the sanding pads. I don't know. What we got here? Just carve Rob! Baby Groot, you know what? You guys, I've been seeing Groot too. Robert C. Peters says, hello! Just carve Rob is in the house. Hello, sir. Hi, Larry. I'm on the road just stopping in to say hi. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, Just carve Rob. I understand if you're on the road, man, you got to be safe. But thank you. But yes, the Groot. I see it too, you guys. I see it too, but that's what she said. Can you be any more awkward? All right. Rob is in the house. That's awesome. So we got Sean, Pen on Fire is here. Mark tries to carve. Just carve Rob. Good turnout today. A good turnout of the tribe. Zombie Groot. That's cool too. Kind of a skull. Well, I don't know yet. Like, the top part I was considering leaving it to trail off and natural. But this is for the steampunk thing, so, you know, I don't have any other ideas right now, guys. So let me just, I'll get it symmetrical, I'll get her to where she'd be, but who knows, maybe the plan will change. I see this, nah, man, I gotta make it a skull. I don't know. All right, little bit of noise. Woo! Jesus. Well, that's what happens to your finger if you hit it with a 60 grit sand. That's a nice one. Just as long as it don't bleed, I'm fine. Right? Wrap it with a little bit of green tape. Who do we got? Overhang, Spike is here, Black Widow, the same sander, works great. Yes, it is. Just listening on the road. So we've been cleaning up, you guys are talking. Hey, hi Suzanne, how you doing? Yes, Rob. Missed your videos. Hey, I don't know if you saw it, Rob, but I made a, I cleaned out the brushes in my busted Ram. And I changed the brushes all because I watched your show. And you showed me how. Shit, is that gonna try and bleed on me? Just a little bit. Well. We're just gonna put a little bit of tape around that. Yeah, I just touched the finger with that sanding pad as it went by. People don't like owies in our carving groups, right? So just tape that up a little bit. I just don't want it bleeding on anything. Stupid finger. There we go. Hey there, you're doing great, says Rhinestone Suzanne. She's an awesome carver, you guys. If anybody is on here that didn't know, Rhinestone Suzanne, and she's just on fire lately, man. Doing really cool things. And Just Carve Rob says, that's grand, Larry, glad to help. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'll give you a nice shout out in the video if you ever watch it. But it's weird because I tagged you in the title, but Rachel from Christopher's Creations, his YouTube is Christopher Creations, he did an opening video the other day and he tagged my name in the title because I wanted to know if the person that you tagged gets a notification, and it didn't. I didn't get a notification when his video went live with my name tagged. So I don't think you got the notification either, Rob. That's what I'm trying to say. Jeez. What we got there? Yep, made another scar on my thumb yesterday, says Rob. Damn it, eh? It's a dangerous thing that we do, messing with the tools. And this stuff here is I can't remember what they call it. It's from Canadian Tire, but it's called stearite coated aluminum zirconium oxide blend. Like it's a special kind of sanding pad, not your traditional kind of sanding, like sandpaper. It's some kind of weird one. It was a lot more expensive too. So apparently it does a good job on skin. All right, moving right along. I am going to reestablish my center. So I got a little mark up here. Ding, ding, ding. This little white tiny mark right up here. That, and there's a little one down here. Yeah, it's still there. My eyes are going on me. Right there, okay, I see. Now is this gonna let me draw anymore? Stupid white thing. I see you. I see you, Ivy. I see you, Ivy. That's about middle right there. Okay. Okie dokie. Now let's just kind of start that again and just carving in. Carving in. I know it really looks like Groot, guys. I've done a Groot head with a big cedar slab before, and I don't know. I got to get a steampunk challenge piece done, so I think for this one's gonna have to, might need a little bit more tape down there. This one will have to be a skull, I think. Yes, I did a group. It was like one of my very first, like, you know, a special finished carving, you know, with stain and everything. After I found the carving channels, it was like my first big piece, right? And it was a cedar chunk from Glass Beach, where Darren and I get all of our beach glass, and we did a baby Groot. And then in the little chest area, because I carved out the neck and everything, and the head, and it was a lot similar to this, because it was a natural top, a natural edge. And then in the chest part that came down of the bust, because it's a little bust, Darren makes pounded copper necklaces. They're copper plate, and he makes them, and you can see all the texture from all the hammers. And they just got a hole in each hump, and then the chain goes from them. And they're super beautiful. I love them, man. Darren's made quite a few out there on many pretty ladies are wearing those. But yeah, we took one of those that hadn't been drilled yet, and I carved out the heart imprint, and then glued in Darren's copper heart. So there was this really, really awesome baby Groot bust with the copper heart in there. And we gave that to our cousin's daughter, and she really loves it, and I hear that she still has it. Eric and Chelsea's daughter. So we love you guys, and I hope it still makes her happy. So what should I do here? Cheekbone. Let's draw that on to see if this will do it. No. Well, you know what? I got a little thing here called an X-Acto knife. Meat X-Acto knife. White pencil. So yeah, guys. Any of you guys finishing up the New Year, New Leaf one? Tomorrow's a deadline. I posted my snail yesterday. Slid in like the dirty, slimy, dirty Larry that I am. Slid in there at the very end on the down low. What are we talking? Oh, Aiden's got to go. It's skull time. You guys, Steampunk Skull is going to be awesome. I went to the doctor today, says plywood. He set me up with a physical therapy. He made me sure to tell me, make sure you tell the therapist that plywood doesn't move the arm. He has to do all the moving of the arm. Okay. An owie on Wow? Yeah, we got a little owie there. That's okay. That's okay. We just keep doing her to it. Oh, there's Until It's Gone Carving. Wheels is here, guys. Okay, well, hit that like too, guys, if you would. I'm seeing it. Kind of like that. Carve it in. And then this. This is going to be in this area here. Yeah, because this will be that. Shit. And then that goes, we got on either side. And it goes like this and up there. And then these go off that. Right. Now I'm just going to get this kind of drawn on there and then stand back and look at it. You know, I could have put this on, like I had a couple reference pictures, and I could have put that on the overhead. This god darn. And the overhead projector, just get it, spit it out. Wow, Jesus. And I could have got it on there super, super tight, but I didn't know how to do that on live, right? Well, is this starting to look right? This nose has to be out farther. This mouth. Not mouth. Eye. Daisies. Yeah. Sorry, folks. It's just, this is how it goes. You know, you gotta look at it and do it and stand back and what the heck am I doing? Gotta sharpen the stupid white. You know what I think the problem is? I think this is a, is that anything else? What's this? Just actual charcoal? Yes, it is. So I think this is makeup. And this. Jeez, wowie. And I don't know why I would have the makeup on here, but it's like I'll take things from if Katie says she doesn't need this anymore, and I'll be like, hey, yeah, I'll put it outside in the shed. Alrighty. How does this work? And does that? Yeah, that erases. Okay, much better. We've got some white charcoal in the house. Okay, now go into that, and I kind of see it. I kind of see it there in the charcoal breaks on a live TV. My butt goes to my throat for all the world to see. What do we got here? Matthew is here. Hello, Matthew. Hello, folks. Hello, Larry, says Matthew. Josh Goulet is here. Hello, everybody. I finally made it, finally. Hello, Josh Goulet. Yes, folks, Mr. Josh Goulet is my friend that lives out here, too. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Josh Spike, says everybody. Everybody's saying hello. Gotta go, guys. I'll check back in a few, says Suzanne. Thank you for popping in, sister. Right in that piece I always struggle with. That section at the top is tricky to get right. It's the piece I always struggle with. The part of the nose back here, Spike. Am I still in middle? You see, like this is these are the woes of a OCD artist, man. Like, I'm sorry that this is taking a long time, folks, but I'm kind of just starting right from the get-go here. And I want you, yeah, if you guys are wondering about the logo, oh man, I got one more letter, oh, I got one more S, and then, oh, there goes the GD charcoal. One S left, and then what I'm going to do, and it was actually a Spike idea, is each of the letters I'm going to do a wood grain in each of the letters, and then in the spots on different parts of the letter I have trailing off into little tiny twigs and leaves, and I'm going to, between the two rows of letters, kindred spirits, I'm going to connect a couple spots where it kind of comes down like a root, but then one from the spirits will come up like a little tiny vine, and they'll maybe interact and weave. So the kindred spirits, like the actual letters, are interacting. Does that sound cool, guys? Because you have at least four levels going into one. Yes, I hear you, bro. So I'm just thinking, and Spike, say something if I'm wrong, should I carve the hole in here first? And then also, folks, you guys, in the nose, there's a bone that goes up the middle, right? So I'm going to carve this in a ways, and then I'll make a section divide in there. And then take a smaller bit and go on either side and leave a section of nose in the middle. So there's so many sections to this, you know, so many steps. And this is my first time. This is my first time doing a skull, guys. So should the eyes be farther out? I don't have, so I can't. Some things are going to have to be crammed a little bit maybe because I only have so much material, right? But I think if I use these guidelines, we're going to be okay. What we doing? Just got done watching your last video. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Thanks for catching up. Sounds like a plan, says Spike. Hopefully you can get back on the carving as soon and figure out what's going on with my neck. Yeah, Sean, I really hope you get some relief with that, brother. I think of you often, man. You know, all the people out there that suffer with chronic pain. And if I know about you, you're in my thoughts and you are in my prayers, like made in pain. Hashtag made in pain, you guys. It says a whole hell of a lot. Those words in that hashtag. A whole heck of a lot. And there's so many of you that are warriors. And every day, you know, even just getting up and giving the day a go is a major thing. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to start removing some material. And in doing so, I'm going to make a hell of a lot of noise. And you'll have to talk amongst each other. But that's the plan. I think that I'm looking at the computer right now. That looks... It looks symmetrical for the piece of wood that I got, right? Now, you know, looking at it that way. And this is going at this nut or knot. That's how I got my hand. Is this hump is like a lot more higher than I thought it was, but we'll have to deal with that after because both sides will have to be the same. I will not let it be any other way. This is the way. This is the way of Wowwy. All right, guys, I'm going to start. I thought I had, yes, I do. I got a Kutzall, a small Kutzall extreme sphere, and I'm going to put that on a Dremel flex shaft on a Dremel 3000 motor. Now, I use a 3000 because it was given to me, and I have another one that my brother got for me with some of his points on a rewards program. And it's a 3000 and it's sitting on the sideline. So yeah, the reason like I could use a 4000 or a 4300, but I just have a couple of 3000s and that's what I'm going to use, right? So it's a flex shaft on a Dremel 3000, but you can get stronger ones, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I'm going to start taking material away and making this start to form. And then as I go, I will start taking these areas down and deeper, and I'm just going to chase the thing in. I think that's how I'm going to do it because, you know, I've just never done this before. Is that the right plan, Spike? Just chase her in? Just Carve Rob is still here. Thank you, Rob. Heck yeah, cool, says Bear, the boss lady. Hello. Do it, says Spike. Shut the frick up and do it to it. All right now. No Spideys? I'm sorry guys, but I have to check. Dust collector's gonna go. I'm sorry for the sound. What we got? This still alive? Yep, we're still here, George. Here, I'm hitting hearts for you guys. I appreciate you all. There we go. And it goes a little something like this. Okay. And so it begins. And so it begins. What are you talking about? Trees to These is here? Hello. Hello, thank you for popping in. Jordy is my biggest customer for knives, says Just Carve Rob. Hello from Trees to These. Looking good, says Rhinestone Suzanne. Thank you, sister. Well, I can tell right now that he's a little bit wonky in spots. This has to come in this way. It's sure neat to look at stuff through this computer that I have on the side, right? Because then I can like look at the screen and it's weird, man. I can see that the nose needs to come out more over here. Just weird things that are harder to see when you're looking at it in person. Looking good so far, says Black Widow. Thank you. Yeah, lots of lots of material to remove. What's up, says Black Widow. Yeah, lots of material to remove to get it to look right. Like these here are going to be coming up way. This is just a blocking out, folks. So please don't look at this and think that I ain't right in the head. I just wanted to stop for a second, take a little breather. I got a brand new dust collector. It's a King Canada again. Oh, let me just have a look at it. Is everything okay? Sounded kind of unhappy there for a second. These I don't have the best luck with dust collectors, not the cheap ones anyways. Maybe this next one I have to buy will have to be like from a bigger company. Well, King Canada is a big company, don't get me wrong. And they did replace my last one with a free one, so maybe I should be a little bit nicer about that. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I just carve too much, but go through the old dust collectors. How's everybody doing? King is a good old make. Yes, it is. King Canada, man. I got a jaw horse. One of the job horses. Is it called a jaw horse? Yeah, it's called a jaw horse. I got a King Canada jaw horse at my in-laws' place. Mr. Andy lets me keep my chainsaw stuff out there. That's Katie's dad. I call him Mr. Andy. And he's really nice and supportive of me. And he carves too. He carves as well. We carve together. And it's a really special thing. So, yeah. I have the jaw horse, the company one that's Jaw Horse is a company. I got that one here. And at Mr. Andy's, I got a King Canada jaw horse. And it works just fine. Got that on sale at Slake Lumber. Slake Lumber is actually the place where I hurt my back. But I bought it at Slake Lumber on sale for $70 for a jaw horse. So how's that for a story? Mark Tries the Car says, I need a jaw horse. It would make my life a lot easier. They you know what? When I got it, dude, it was like, what the frick is wrong with me that I didn't have this my whole life? Because I'm always alone. Like, literally. Like, I spend 80% of my time alive right now alone. Because Katie's at work and I'm here, right? And to have something else hold on to something for you. And it's so tight. And, and like in all the different ways that you can manipulate things and make that fricker hold on. That's so cool, man. It was like, where have you been my whole life? I want to marry a jaw horse. Okay, enough of that. So I'm going to take some more out in there. Now you see this little ridge in there that I've left? That's going to be the beginning of that weird little line that's in there, right? And I'll go in there with smaller carbide cutters. And I'm just saying this because there are people, I want people to learn too from watching these. And I'll go in there with a carbide cutter. This one is made from Dremel. And they're smaller than the ball, right? You feeling me here, folks? So that little carbide ball we'll go in there and do on either side and get into that, where this one was a bit too big. Just doing it in steps, right? Do it in steps, do it in stages. Carve what doesn't need to, carve it away, and what the spirit will stay. That's why I have this thing in my head. Carve the stuff you don't need away, and the spirit will stay. And I can see too here in the eyes that this one here, this slant here, like the angle of this, is more vertical than this one, so I gotta like adapt. And then this one here, this eye is lower. So this is this little shit that I'm gonna, you know what? I don't think I need a dust collector for that. Let me just see quick. We'll see how she goes. dusty. Put that in there. Put that in there. And there. Okay. If you're wondering what I'm doing around here, is that I'm just starting these transitions in here. And as I go, you know, I'm taking away little amounts of area in the places I know that are like gradually dipping in there, and I kind of use the carving bars like a pencil, as you can see, like with the way I do it, like the lines and ding 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 and ding 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 ding, you know, whatever the heck that meant. But I use the carving, like when I'm blocking stuff out, I use those burrs like kind of like the pencil that takes away instead of puts it down, right? And so yeah, I'm just getting established, I guess, is the way to put it. And as I get down there and take more and more and more away and just keep going deeper with the eyes and chasing it in, sooner or later you're gonna have that profile in there. It's not gonna be a grand one, and like Spike said, people don't walk around with the tilted head like that. It's like this. So I'm actually starting to see a little bit of one, you know, because these are going to be coming down and shaping. And I was going in there with that small sphere, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the old Cuts All Extreme Flame, and I'm going to go in there and really take that material away and get this deeply established. Like I can't go, I don't want to lose this width of the piece, right? And I want to leave that natural touch. But with this Cuts All Flame, I'll get in here, it's going to take this stuff away a lot faster. And then I may, well, frick it, I'll do it with the Cuts All Flame, but I have to take this section right here. There's a deep dip right here. So I have to make that on this side too. There's so much that goes into carving, folks. It's like pissing around with symmetry. You know what I'm saying? What do we got going here? Make it an evil skull, but don't shit your pants, everyone. I will not, sir. I will not do that. Make it a Satan. That's a good idea. It's going to be evil. It's going to have an evil tone to it. And like I said, like we do the long teeth. Rick Smith is here. Hello, Rick Smith. Anybody else that I haven't seen? I'm going to scroll back here a little bit. Did you know what the girl ants can't swim, but buoyant can? That's a funny one, Mark. Did you know that girl ants can't swim, but buoyant can? Look at that. For that one, I'm going to go bing, bing, ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding, 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 ding. And here's my face when I hit my hand with the sander. Woo! How you like me now? Holding up pretty good, though. But fuck me, man. That whole section was bleeding. I can see it bleeding through. This is what I do for you folks. This is what Wowwy'z out here doing. Live television. Blood, tear. I hide the farts. But it's all here. It's all here. The most evil piece you've done is the clown from It. I fucking love that piece, and the cracked paint, it was mint, bro. Thank you. Thank you. That's one of my favorite pieces, actually, Spike, you know. For a piece of lumber, an actual, like a piece of 2x10, that I did that, it was like, I was proud of myself, man. Then I glued on for the nose. I got these wooden balls. Holy man, there's freaking cedar everywhere. See, I got all these different sizes because I kept ordering the wrong one from Lee Valley. This one I stole off something. Thrift store. Took the knob and ran. Did the old dip in and out. But yeah, what else is in here? Oh, copper leaf. But I got a bunch of the different sizes I didn't need. But I basically made the eyes, carved in the eyes and the lips, the frowning lips really, really well. And then on the nose spot, I glued in with dowel, a ball like this, folks. And it just made that flat piece of 2x10. It just frickin' brought it alive, man. That thing, like, its eyes followed you. So, today I thank the Lord. Jordy's thanking Lords. The most evil piece you've done is yeah, okay, exactly. That was cool. I like rodeo clowns, says Matthew. I like rodeo clowns too. You know what else I like? I like carnies. I like not harassing them, but if there's a carnival, man, and you get a couple beers in me, I'll go pick up a carny chick. I'm just kidding now. Not nowadays. I'm married, but Jesus, what am I saying? My brother knows. Yeah, one time there was a cutie, and then by the time we were done, we had like a big pack of carnies, all of like her brothers or boyfriends or whatever the hell it was that wanted to issue us out. Get the heck out of there. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and take more of this away. Sorry, I'm gonna have to put on that stupid. Yeah, I'll just do this quick, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm sorry for the noise if this thing is sounding weird. I'll run it again and let me know. Here we go. Slowly but surely, he is coming out of the wood. And as I'm just going in deeper, I'm just like kind of looking off to my side and trying to use the shape of the burr and just keep chasing it in. It may look a bit wonky now, folks, but I tell you, by the time I get the levels right, it'll look a lot better. But it's begun, and that was the big thing, is once it starts, man, there ain't no stopping what's coming. Well, wow, he gets it rolling. How we doing? Oh, no. Bye, Tarek. Yes, oh, here, Josh is here. Thank you for coming, Tarek. I really appreciate it, brother. Electric Whittler is here. Josh. Good night, Tarek. People are talking. I no longer participate. Grow. Thanks, brother. Well, got to go. The air conditioning guy is here to fix the AC. Have a good one, folks. Much love. Good night, Tim. Thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, Josh. Thanks for coming. And thank you so for coming. Yeah, stay safe, Tim. Good luck with your working. Working with an E, like always. The way I always workshop. So guys, yeah, sorry it's not coming out faster, but what I'm doing is that there's so many different waves and angles in this wood, right? If we were working with started with a flat surface, it'd be a lot different. So things like that are throwing me off, and that's why I'll kind of go off in a, and you saw me, I hit it there with a, I don't know, can I get you guys to get a, let me see if I can do this right here. So it's got a, this side is a lot higher down here opposed to this side. So I have to have that wave, this level go down. So I'll do that with the sanding pad like you saw and what you saw me do to my finger. And I'll get all of that symmetrical. And then I'm just going to keep on chasing it in. Keep on chasing it in. And then, I don't know. I didn't even, you know, I should have been going, well, I still have time, but I should be going up with a little pokey right here, right? This should be going up into a little pokey right down the bottom. You see that? I wasn't really thinking about that before. So I'm going to go a bit deeper on each side and have them come up in a little poke. And then take this so it doesn't look like a triangle, because I was making a little, throwing it off too. Tell you what, I can fix that up right quick. Let me just put this here. Would that do it good? Let me see. Maybe I should use that Cuts All extreme ball that I've been using, but let me just have a quick little go with this thing. This here, I don't know the number offhand. It's a Dremel carbide cutter, but it's a big one. And the small one's 106. I think the regular size one like this is a 107. And then this big one, I'm not sure, I'm sorry folks, but I have to have that. I've got to get it so I know them in my head right as I'm talking. But I'm just gonna hit this quick here. Don't even have my face mask on. All right, enough of that without the mask on, Wowie. What the frick you thinking, kid? Jesus. I just get going, right? And I don't know if you saw that, but these two I will use, like this little carbide cutter. Yeah, they're like, if you push, they gouge and you make your big mark. But very, very lightly, I can take like a plane away. Just very, very lightly using these. And I've done it sometimes. And I've done it in like wolf's hair. I did on one carving. And like as I carved, I would just like carve the shape of the hair. And then behind it, like take it away. And then start carving in another one. And then taking it away. And just doing all these different weird levels with one of these carbide cutters. You can just, what I'm trying to say is you can do a heck of a lot with one of those little bad boys. All right. Our skull is slowly, and I'm sorry guys, but that's how we work here at Wowwy'z Workshop. Slow and low is the tempo. And when we have our finished pieces, they always have a, you know, you can tell that I've spent ridiculous amounts of time and probably wasted a lot of time, but this is just how I roll. And as I'm starting, like this here is a Cutsall small ball, but in fine flavor. And as I get into these softer features in here, I will not use the extreme, and I'll start using these, and it'll make my sanding a lot better too. You know, guys, I was thinking with like these burrs, you can just put it in here and use it. But I was thinking like a hand piece that you could just change out these burrs, especially the ones in fine. You can make little files. Somebody needs to make a handle, somebody needs, like one of these companies, burr companies needs to make just a handle that has one of these on it. A chuck, a quick change chuck. And then you can put that in and it can be a little file. Isn't that a cool idea? I don't know. Widow's leaving. Carving is like cheese. Good ones take time. That's right, Mark. That's right. Thank you for your patience. Is this white pine layer? I think it's cedar. Cedar driftwood. So, yeah, my hair is long. I know Katie's slacking. Ow! Yo! Did you guys see me? What does it look like? Oh my goodness. How about this for a haircut? Yow! How was that? I hope I watch all of my watchers are going to drop because of that headshot there. All right, I'm looking at it, and because we don't have as much room here, this side here, this cheek needs to come in. Do I have a pencil that even works? I'll just use a pencil, so I'm going to carve it away. But this one here needs to come in more on that knot. And then, of course, I know that these cheekbones, folks, I know that these cheekbones need to go way higher too. But this isn't my set. This is my second skull. The first one I did, and that just gave me an idea. I think I know what I'm going to do with the teeth now. But yeah, I made one for Jordy. A skull that had something on it. And now that I think about it, I think I know what I'm going to do here. Ha-how! And it's going to be cool. It is going to be cool. I'm going to keep that to myself just for now. But I think I got the perfect thing for this. And yeah, it had I did one for Jordy, and it had a keyhole with a key in it, and the piece was called Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's kind of a pirate, kind of a, you know, some inside message to that one. Inside message, yeah, I guess I'll say that. But yeah, Dead Men Tell No Tales was that piece. And that was my very first skull carving. And this will be my next. Howdy wowie, hey there, Matt Carves. Electric Whittler says, don't feel bad, Wowie. My wife made me get a haircut before Easter. She said she was going to borrow another man to take to church if I didn't. Hello, Matt. Thank you for popping in, brother. Mark Tries to Carve says, I'm bald, so I don't need to pay for haircuts. That's awesome. No, hey, Matt. I'm trying to start a skull piece here for the Steampunk Challenge. I'm way far behind on my challenges because that snail took me so long, eh? Matt Carves is coming from New Zealand as well. It's probably some god-awful hour right now, or maybe right in the... no, it's morning. Morning, Matt Carves. And Mark Tries to Carve. And folks, if you're wondering why I'm yelling and repeating things, it's because for the people that watch later, my lives later, won't see the live comments go. They don't see them. So as I'm talking, if I just answer questions and don't repeat what the people say, the watch back folks don't know what's going on. So that's why I do it. Okay, I'm just gonna, as I talk with you guys, because it's just, even though I know I'm gonna be carving all this away here, I just want to start softening the edges, get to know the wood. Yep, looking at it from here, got a lot here on this side that I may even just take away so it doesn't throw the eye off too much. I may take some of this in here away, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm just gonna get to know the wood here a little bit. You know, just going around and sanding things. It's a good way to like get a feel for your wood and make a connection with it. I know it might sound weird and woo, but it's totally true. You get to have this relationship with it. So yeah, like Spike said, there's this spot in here on the skull that it's a tricky one. But the way I've blocked it out and the way now that I'm rounding it here, eventually it should do that, right? This is just, you know, I've never had a how to carve a skull. I've never sat and followed a how to carve a skull video or anything, so this is just how my brain is doing it. But slowly but surely, if I just keep doing that, it should create that. And then there's a little bit of a brow there. So after I get that there, then I'll cut that little tiny bit of a brow in there. It goes into a little bit of a dip. It goes off on either side right there. That'll be when we're in a bit farther. And yeah, I think it'll resemble a skull in the end. And then if you guys missed it, I have some ideas about possibly blocking one eye off with a copper patch and having some piping come out and maybe a bit of a weird dial or something here. But I have to honor the steampunk part of it. So that's what's happening, Matt. I know it looks kind of wonky, but just blocking out. Just blocking her out. 10:50 a.m. in New Zealand. Civil Defense is driving around, Mark, unblocking drains. Oh, you guys got crazy weather happening? I heard you also, Matt, sorry I'm just off topic, but I heard you were a volunteer fireman. That's really, really cool, Matt. That's an honorable thing to do, if I don't say so myself. Sorry, folks, I'm just wiping off the computer quick here. Hopefully I don't do anything drastic. I need to get some type of computer keyboard cover for when I'm out here doing this. If anybody knows of a good thing that you can still type hit me up in the basement, aka the comment section. So yes, I can see here, this one here has to come back opposed to this one. Back some, and then bring these cheekbones up symmetrically to where they match up here, because if you look at it, the bottom of the nose is like the bottom of the cheekbones, so I got a lot of room here to come up. But I just do it, this is just how I do it. I just do it gradually. And like what I'm doing down here on these angles here is because of the angles of the mouth, right? And it'll all make sense in the end, but watching it go down sometimes can be a little bit like, what the frick is this kid even doing? On live yet, on live television, in the YouTube. Matt is helping to protect and serve his country. That's freaking awesome, man. That is freaking awesome. Looking good so far, bro, says Spike. Well, thanks, dude. It's coming. It's coming, but it's a slow one. Like all of my things, I can only do it for so long before the old back says, frick you. You've had enough. We've had enough. I call them back tickets. I only have so many back tickets each day, right? And so when I'm looking at my day, or I'm looking at like, well, yeah, I can already tell, man. The weird way that I carve in this drawing fashion and then I sand, I can already feel that I'm going to get these levels. I'm going to get these levels on point. But I call them back tickets. So every day I only have so many back tickets. And then when I think of something, okay, well, doing that, walking there will take, 2 of my tickets. And doing that, or doing the live standing here and carving, because sitting is worse for me. It takes so many back tickets, right? And I only have so much every day, and then I got to go inside and lay flat. And it's the most boring freaking thing, man. And thank God for YouTube, so I can watch you guys carving stuff and doing things. But yeah, the laying flat, man, it drove me just bonkers crazy at first. So now when I'm have no more back tickets and I'm laying flat, I work on my videos in iMovie. So I use iPhone. I do all my YouTube videos with iMovie. I might start and try out Artlist, because I use copyright YouTube provided music, and I think I've went through everything that I at least think is cool. And I want more better music, and maybe even like special effects and stuff that iMovie just doesn't have. But I've seen a lot of like ads for Artly, so I might try that. Matt says, yes, I'm a volunteer firefighter specializing in forest wildlife and get called out for medicals, etc. Holy man. So you do a lot, dude. That's crazy. And then carve and have your YouTube channel. Wow. Wicked Larry says, pen on fire. Thank you, sir. The addiction of sanding. Yes. Pen on Fire says, I just want to go fast like normal. And the next says, nope. You're right about that, sir. The body will tell you, no more. No more. I get these weird hot, like I'll start feeling hot where I don't have a disc. So I don't have an L3 disc. I exploded it. Like you know how you hear people will say they have a herniated disc. Well, I did that, but my disc, it was so bad that it exploded. And then the disc itself floating in my spinal cavity, that was pushing against nerves. So what they proposed was to have spinal surgery, and they removed the disc, the blown out disc, and just took it all out, and then just cleaned everything up, sewed me up. I only have like an 1.5 inch long scar because they widen it. And then like I had a really good spinal surgeon, but when I woke up and then started, you know, like I noticed that my pain was actually a bit higher. than before. And they said that could happen, but they said I only had a 10% chance of that happening in good old Wowie, Larry Luck. As Larry Luck had it, mine didn't improve. And I think it's because I don't have a disc, right? So I just have two vertebrae grinding on each other and no disc. The body was designed with a disc. So when you just have two vertebrae grinding on each other, it's why I can't carry anything heavy, is because it puts pressure on that spot. And there's nerves where the disc used to be. There's nerves and shit in there. So just the pressure of those two, oh, fuck, man. I can't explain the ache. Just the ache. I don't wish it on anybody. And Claire right now is at home basically in bed stuck because she pulled something in her back. And my God, man, do I ever like... I don't know why I'm sanding these because they have to go up way high. Why the heck am I sanding them? It's just fucking, just the way I do it. Final Cut used to be good for editing and special effects. Okay, yeah, I've never used Final Cut. Yes, this is the story of our life, so. Yeah, they should have put something in its place. Yeah, you know, and I've heard now that they do have, you know, like, man-made discs. So, like, why didn't they put a disc in there? And when they did it, you know, it was this weird feeling. Like, I'm sorry I gotta talk about this right now for a second, but this is just me and my real life here. When they did it, and afterwards when I had the results and how it didn't really work so good, just the way they looked at me and they were like, your life is gonna change now, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm, you know, I've been hurt for a while now, and they were just kind of like looking at me and they were like, good luck. We wish you the best of luck, you know, like, I didn't really know it at the time, but now I understood why they were looking at me in that way. Because your life definitely changes, folks. Definitely. So what do you think I should do now? Should I take these cheekbones up a little bit before... How long has this been? Can anybody tell me? 4 o'clock? Jesus! Okay, my grandson calls me Popper because of all of the crunching and popping sounds my back makes. Yeah, Mark Tries to Carve has a real screwed up situation too. That's crazy, dude. And I commend you guys. Like, there are many of us that live with chronic pain from injuries. And then that's why we've found wood carving, right? And here's me gonna get all sappy, but it's the truth. And that's why Made in Pain came to me one day, is because we're all making this art and giving it all of our heart and soul, but we're making it in pain, literally. And there is something about that, man, that is so, and only the ones that suffer understand. So that's why a lot of people don't understand why I use that hashtag and why I'm trying so hard to make it work, but it's because it's the truth, right? And I think it warrants some type of acknowledgement. That's what I'm trying to say. 2 hours, man. Good night, so. Thank you for popping in, sister. I hope you're feeling a little better each day. So lost her mom, and it's been a real hard go, as we all understand and can understand. And she's doing really good. Good night. Bon. What is goodbye? Bonjour. I don't know goodbye right now, but good evening. Good evening, sister. So it's been 2 hours, man. Well, what can I say? It started. And you can't stop what starts. Once Wowwy'z started, and Two Brothers, One Vision, you can't stop what's coming. Because art is an obsession and a therapy for us. So, if we're alive, we're making art. And that's a lot like so many of you guys out there. And I know your stories, and you guys are freaking warriors, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going with these levels. Bring those cheekbones up, keep going in and here and here and here, and then cut in the brow. This is gonna work just frickin' dandy, folks. How? Yes, and I'm starting to get psyched now. When I'm looking through the pewter, the light is weird. The nose looks schmiggy. Now let me look at it like that through the... Yeah, the nose needs to come over a tiny, tiny bit this way, I think. The nose hole, I should say. But I'll get that dialed in. And also, you got to remember, I can pick the best eye, but one eye might get covered with copper with a patch, so I don't have to let the symmetry get me too down. But I see those little things, eh? It's because of my drawing. Like, the way I draw and the way I pick my shit apart, it just translated over into carving too. And it's like, if I stop for a night for working on something for a day, and then let my brain rest, and then the next day I walk out with a fresh brain, turn on the light and look at it, I instantly see bing, 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 all of the faults. And it's not because it's like I'm picking myself apart or looking down on myself, but it's my fresh brain, right? And right instantly I know what I have to fix when I look at it the next day. But it's coming along. He's emerging. And then, like I say, some steampunkage happening. I had something I was going to show you guys, but frick if I knew where it went now. And then the rest of them are, yeah. I'll keep that a bit of a secret, but I got a really, really cool idea for the mouth now. So I'm going to get this level down, because it's still way, way higher than this side. And I'll be working on that. And I'll see how far I can get it for the next live, and just continue on, you guys, and just see what you guys say. Maybe I'll ask a question with a poll the day before and see what you guys would rather watch me do, is work on this one or the Kindred Spirits logo. What do you think? Is Spike going? Bonsoir. That's right. Bonsoir or bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. Sophie. Bonne nuit. Pain produces great art. Yes, it does, from trees to these. Let me tell you, man. I'll have to bail, bro. Take care, tribe, and deeper is better. Yes, it is, Spike. I'll keep going. Thank you. Thank you, Spike. Mod Squad. Love you, brother. Looking cool so far. Does trees of these? Thank you. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys coming. Good night, Spike. So yeah, guys, that's my plan. We'll bring them cheekbones up, because even when you look at it, yeah, they got a bit of a thing out here, like, but in here it's almost like that, like it comes out, but it comes out and then it almost has an S. You know what I'm saying? Right here. It comes and then there's this weird, it's an S. So many S's, man. So many S's in art. So I'll be doing that too, is taking this away here on each side and creating this more of an S line. Can you see that? So that'll be happening. I'll tune in no matter what you are doing, Larry. Well, thank you very much, Mark. You're a freaking great man and supporter. I really appreciate all of you guys' time being here. It's like, I don't know how to convey how much it means to me, but every single view and every single person that tunes in, you know, it's just, you're supporting my vision and my brother's visions and our art. and our soul work and my channel, which I'm really putting a lot of time and effort into it. I'm doing my best, guys, to make a good channel for everybody. So I just appreciate you. Really, there is no YouTube without you. So yeah, I'll be working on those, and then we'll see next week how she's looking and see if it'll be any fun. Tune in. The absolute winner. Okay, you gotta go. I love the asymmetrical piece. Great start, Larry. The asymmetry will be gone, Melanie. I will take. Oh, you mean just around here? Yes, I understand. But the symmetry of this itself will be tight, sister, is what I'm saying. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. You know what it's like chasing it in, right? It's a process. And I didn't have, like, I just have this, right? I didn't start with anything. I just started, well, you can see this live if you want. Go back, but we just started with on a wing and a prayer, as they say. Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much for coming, man. Thank you for tuning in, Mel. Much love to you, sister. Yeah, it's neat, eh? Like the folks said up here, it was a very Groot-ish piece, but I've done Groot, and this is for a steampunk challenge, and so I wanted to go with a skull with some steampunk features that are going to be coming. So that's what the plan is, anyways. Thank you, Steve Ince, for coming, man. Really appreciate you, brother, and your support. Much love, Mel. Thank you. And I hope everybody, if you didn't, please hit the like on the way out. Wow, we appreciate you. My back is starting to feel warm in that spot, like I just rambled about, so I better go give it a break. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Let me just say here. Sorry for the grunting. There. I need an emoji. I need an emoji. Where's my flaming heart? There it is. There we go. Always fun watching you, Carver, says Matthew. Thank you. See you, bro. See you, Sean. Thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate the support, you guys. Sorry, it doesn't evolve faster, but it's kind of cool to see how I go in stages, and then you understand in the end, like, how did he make that? Well, if you watch back my lives, you're going to be able to see. And you know what? You can do it too. You can do it. And I believe in you fully. All right? Watch these videos. Get some burrs. I have a Cuts All link. I don't know it right now, but I can hook you up so you can get a discount. And please try. If you're watching, you can do this too. It just takes practice, and it takes dedication and some good tools, and you're good to go. And with that, guys, there is no YouTube without you. This has been WIP Wednesdays. Wowwy'z Workshop. Wowie out.